TikTok introducing a new feature that allows users to save songs to their favorite music streaming app. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, TikTok teams up with major music streamers. Users can now save the songs they hear in TikTok videos directly to their favorite music app, including Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Music. To save a song, just hit the Add Song button next to the title. Next up, Instagram is expanding its Close Friends features, which allows content to be accessed by a smaller, more trusted audience. Users could already share stories with only the users on their close friends list, but now the feature will apply to posts and reels as well as stories and notes. And finally, Venmo is making it easier to split the bill with your friends and family. The app has a new feature to help groups settle shared expenses by figuring out who owes what, giving the groups the ability to manage, track, and make payments all in one app. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
5:15, 52 degrees.
Look at the roads with TransGuide. Kind of been a busy morning, but this shot at 281 in Tacoma, things are looking pretty good there. Also at Loop 1604 and Highway 90 at Nogalitos. We'll be checking in with Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Dad, we got this.
We got this.
I'm gonna check out the town, okay?
We got this.
We got this.
We got this. We got this. We got this.
Life is for living.
We got this.
Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick and try Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
I got the block in the money. We are the kids on the block.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. A 50-foot Christmas tree arrived yesterday at Travis Park ahead of the 39th annual HEB tree lighting ceremony. The Christmas tree comes from Salem, Oregon.
It will be decorated with around 10,000 lights and dozens of handmade ornaments. The tree lighting celebration happens the day after Thanksgiving on November 24th. And yesterday was a pretty day. I went running and I went right past Travis Park, and you could see everything's getting ready. The skating rink and everything looks pretty exciting.
40 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you have your tree up?
I put it up yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Not yet.
No,
I'm going this week. I'm thinking about it. I got to do some outdoor lights and then hopefully this weekend.
You do.
So
enjoy it while you can, right? I mean, why not be a little bit more joyful?
Well, I'm traveling this year, so I want to enjoy it while I'm still in town.
Yeah, stuff.
Oh no, I barely put my Halloween decorations away.
It's what's that movie called, Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes, yeah. I'm more on that mode.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, traffic's looking all right too. We do have some roadways that were pretty troublesome earlier along 410. Pretty serious crash that cleared out, thankfully. But we are going to keep a close eye on things as the morning commute does get moving. Nothing here on the TransGuide cameras, but I will talk to our friends because there was a bit of a slowdown overall off I-35 southbound. So I'll talk to our friends off from TransGuide, because you can see it there on the map just outside Live Oak. So we'll take a look at that and keep you updated. But just as a reminder, don't forget barrier work. This actually just wrapped up here along US 90. We're going to see one more night of this, 8:30 to 5 in the morning. Full closure of the westbound main lanes from Acme Road to Military Drive. So again, one more night to get through, folks. But scan this QR code. A lot of stuff happening in and around the Alamo City. There is some road work that was slowing folks down a bit earlier in the night, but it looks like it's cleared out, Mike. But I know that drivers want to be on the lookout for that fog that may be in the area.
Yeah, we're seeing some fairly thick patches here and there, and we're going to have to watch it throughout the rest of the morning. Here's a nice shot. There's the smokestacks over there at the quarry, and they're kind of red and purple right now, but they'll soon be turning green. So Great shot right there. Now, as far as fog is concerned, 3 miles visibility at Randolph. It gets thicker heading off to the east. And the same reason why, or the same thing helping with the fog, is why Mark was talking earlier about how it feels really chilly this morning, because damp air, when the humidity is high, relative humidity compared to the temperature, and that because the moisture in the air conducts heat away from your body. That's why, because dry air is a very good insulator. So, in the coldest mornings, if it's really dry out there, you can, run outside and grab the newspaper with a t-shirt on, and as long as there's no breeze, it doesn't feel too bad. But on a morning like this, yeah, it is that damp chill that sneaks down the back of your neck. Fog is kind of scattered all around Ozona, just a half-mile visibility, and then a few little spots here and there. And again, we're going to have to watch this over the next couple of hours. Now, yesterday we had those just intensely beautiful blue skies. Going to be a great day again today, but there's a little bit more moisture upstairs in the atmosphere, so maybe not as vivid a blue sky, perhaps a hint of a milky shade to it, but that's splitting hairs. It's going to be a really nice day, and temperatures chilly this morning, then a nice big warm up. So jacket this morning, you won't need it by the afternoon. Already up to 70 at noon, just about the normal high temperature, and then we make it up to 75. So slightly on the warm side of things, and the humidity is going to be okay. It won't be anything oppressive. All right, what's going to be happening over the next few days going into Thanksgiving week? Well, we've got the kind of the ridge building in here, and you can see all the colder air. That's the dividing line, that jet stream. This is going to be staying in place through the rest of the week. Temperatures are going to be mid and upper 70s. Then we get the first in a series of fronts moving on through here. Late Friday into Saturday. Notice how we get this little bit of a dip right here in this northwesterly flow. That's going to pull that bit of a front through. That's going to shave temperatures off for the weekend. So instead of mid upper 70s, it's going to be mid and lower 70s. Then the next front is going to be setting up shop. This one is going to start to pull in more moisture ahead of it. So late Sunday or Sunday, more clouds, maybe a shower late Sunday. Then into Monday, we'll have some rain around here. Then this front moves through, and that's going to be, it looks like now, late Monday into Tuesday. So that's going to pull down some very cold air around here, and that's going to set us up. That all moves on out of here. This sets us up for a really, really nice midweek, including Thanksgiving as it's looking right now, because we've got this nice northwesterly flow coming on in there. So as it's still a long way off, but as it's looking right now, great weather for Thanksgiving, great weather for the day after Thanksgiving, as we were talking about for the Christmas tree lighting, the Christmas parade on the river, and doing a little bit of shopping around there. If you want to go shopping this weekend for Thanksgiving little feast, yeah, not too bad. Mid 70s, going early in the morning, maybe a light jacket. So coat this morning, jacket this morning, won't need it by the afternoon. And it's also looking like there's a third front that may move through the Thanksgiving weekend, perhaps on Sunday, to give us another shot of some colder air too.
Another, way to feel like November.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Mike.
523, 51 degrees.
And coming up next, how fans can get a preview of Dolly Parton's rock album and a look at the autism drama When Time Got Louder.
In entertainment news, a music superstar and a family drama head to theaters.
CNN's David Daniel has previews of both in the Hollywood Minute.
Dolly Parton is taking her new album Rockstar to theaters. A global first listen fan event will feature tracks and music videos from the album, an interview with Dolly, and a performance of her classic song 9 to 5. Showings are tonight, plus select encores tomorrow night, with part of the proceeds from ticket sales going to the nonprofit music education program Music Will. More info at dollyrockstarevent.com.
They always had a special bond over art.
Your drawings are the best, Kay. Seriously. But I have to go away for a bit.
This is what we wanted, right? For Abby to have her own life.
I'm just worried. Abby is the only friend he's ever had.
The bond between siblings is at the center of When Time Got Louder. Willow Shields plays Abby, torn between loving her new life in college and guilt over leaving her brother, who has autism and is nonverbal. When Time Got Louder is in select theaters and on VOD Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It's now 528, 51 degrees.
Will the U.S. government avoid a potential shutdown? So far, lawmakers are halfway to a solution. Up next, what the Senate has to do today to get the resolution passed.
And if you have kids in your life, they're probably already asking for the latest and greatest toys for Christmas. Up next, we're checking out the top toys this season.
And with an aging population on the rise, more seniors are experiencing social isolation than ever before. Ahead at 6, how one organization is helping to spark new friendships.
It's Wednesday the 15th. Yesterday morning's commute was rough, and we can't imagine it getting any worse, but it has.
It has, and within the last few moments, I received a notification from one of our colleagues, Julie, who travels along 35, telling me that it was at a complete standstill, and let's show you what she's talking about here, because this is 35 southbound.
Ouch.
Huge backups out there, right? I was talking to our friends at TransGuide. We have two different shots that we're going to show you here. This is along I-35 southbound at Evans Road, and you can see that big backup, and out in the distance, flashing lights. You know what that means. We do have a crash reported, and here is a scene of that crash there at Olympia. And right now, we do know that at least traffic's down to one lane from where that crashing has been reported. If you have to travel through there within the next few minutes, I would say look for a different route. This just came in, and anything that happens along I-35 could slow you down. Let's go ahead and get you to the map. And we do have that build taking place out there at Olympia Parkway. Make sure that you have those KSAT mobile apps downloaded, because we're getting ready to send a push notification to let you know about the situation behind me. I'm going to watch it very closely, but overall, the other side of the morning here in town, things are pretty quiet. We do have a stalled vehicle off of I-10. I'm not worried about that. Just be on the lookout. Let's get you to travel times, because if you're going to be heading in from New Braunfels, it's still a 27-minute commute along I-35 southbound, so no major delays yet. 25 along 281 southbound from Bulverde, and a 23-minute drive time for anyone heading in from Bernie this early. But back here on TransGuide, I'm going to keep a close eye on this, Mike, but we're not even at 6 a.m. yet, so we're going to see more people get out.
Yeah, and just seeing those vehicles just trickle through one at a time. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. We will keep you updated on that. And take a look at this picture. Nice view. No problems as far as fog is concerned, at least here in town. 51 degrees, dew point 48. Those two numbers are running neck and neck. Now, there's a little bit of a breeze that helps to prevent some fog from forming up, but there's a lot of places around town where we don't have any wind at all. And with that relatively high humidity, we see fog at Randolph, heading out towards Seguin, in Gonzales, and then out to the west, Castroville, a little bit around Stinson. We've got a whole lot way out to the northwest, and Carrizo Springs, you're starting to drop as far as the visibility is concerned. So everybody is just about at a normal low temperature right now, but then you look at these numbers, dew point, sort of the measure moisture in the atmosphere, when temperature, and we haven't had a lot of clouds overnight, so that's allowed temperatures to drop down, the heat to escape out into space. So when these numbers, temperatures and dew points come together, no wind, you start to see some fog. And so that's what we're really going to have to watch out for the next couple of hours, is that fog to thicken up. Mold is on the high side thanks to all that moisture in the ground. 70 at noon, 75. Great looking day. Maybe some high wispy clouds out there today, but just a prize winner. Rest of the week looks fantastic as well. Jackets in the morning, you don't need them in the afternoon. Got a series of a couple of fronts moving on through here. Talk about the timing of those, what it means for the weekend, and what's in store for Thanksgiving. Details in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Thank you, Mike. New this morning, San Antonio police are investigating what they call a shootout that appears to have left 3 people wounded. It happened in the parking lot at a popular karaoke bar. Our Katrina Weber is live on the street called Moss Rock near Loop 410 and Vance Jackson. Katrina, do they have any idea what led up to this?
No, it seems that there's a lot that police still need to uncover about what happened here. Now, they say early on, they told us that at least one person who was shot was not being exactly helpful. It happened in this parking lot right here that's actually shared by 3 different businesses. Now, at that time of morning, only the bar, Dad's Karaoke, would have been open. Police found one man with a gunshot wound in his leg lying in the parking lot here shortly before midnight. They say 2 other people, including one who had been shot about 13 times, showed up at a hospital later. Also in the parking lot, we could see more than 50 yellow evidence markers on the ground. At least some of those would have been marking off shell casings. So it looks like there were a lot of shots fired. Again, police calling this a shootout. Now, what we don't know is who was involved, whether anyone has been arrested, or what led up to this gunfire. We also don't know whether it actually was connected to the bar, or if for some reason they picked this spot at random. All those questions still need to be answered. Police still looking for answers themselves. As far as we know, all 3 people who showed up at the hospital are being treated, and they're still alive. Again, no word on any arrest or what led to this gunfire. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Many have been worried about safety around San Antonio. That's why San Antonio District 8 Councilman Manny Pelaez hosted a meeting last night so people could talk. And they did. District 8 residents filled the conference room at University Methodist Church on De Zavala. They talked about homeless encampments, trash, and graffiti in their area. But the one thing that got the most attention was car break-ins.
A lot of this at the rim at La Cantera, more than ever before.
All right, Pelaez stressed to residents to not leave valuables in the car and not to leave belongings in plain sight. He also asked SAPD officers in attendance to look into the matter and see if a hotspot designation is needed in certain areas. In Washington, the U.S. Senate is back in session today.
And a bill to avoid a government shutdown is likely a top priority. As CNN's Amy Kiley reports on what's next for the legislation that cleared the House last night.
With that vote last night, a plan to avert a government shutdown has approval from the House. Now it's up to the Senate to decide on the continuing resolution.
I intend to support it.
That chamber's GOP leadership is backing the plan from the Republican House Speaker. And Democrats are actually the ones who got it through the House.
It's nice to see us working together.
Bipartisanship shouldn't be controversial.
But to some people, it is. After all, a bipartisan bill to avoid a shutdown is what cost Congressman Kevin McCarthy the gavel. So will Speaker Mike Johnson suffer the same fate?
I don't blame Mike for what's going on right now.
It looks like he won't. In fact, this Republican who voted to oust McCarthy still seems to blame him.
I think that Mike has inherited a mess, and he is doing his best to work through that mess.
Another sign of continued tension between McCarthy and hardliners who removed him is this NPR audio from the Capitol yesterday.
Why'd you elbow me in the back, Kevin?
Has he done that before?
No.
Huh. That's a new move.
You got no guts.
Meanwhile, a White House official says if the Senate passes the spending bill, President Joe Biden will sign it. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Texas lawmakers working to pass new legislation to curb immigration. The state house just passed a bill which appropriates $1.5 billion to build a border wall. Go back to the Senate for another vote. Another bill makes it a crime to enter Texas illegally. That one now heads to Governor Greg Abbott's desk for his approval. Critics say it will cost counties millions of dollars in jail costs and lead to racial profiling in the state. The ACLU is threatening to sue if the governor signs the bill.
And if you're watching what you're spending, it might be time to skip the drive-thru and head to the grocery store. In the last year through October, higher restaurant prices drove food prices above overall inflation. However, grocery prices were relatively low. The U.S. government says for the year, grocery prices rose just over 2%, but restaurant menu prices were up nearly 5.5%. That was driven largely by a more than 6% rise at limited service restaurants, which include fast food and fast casual spots. At full service restaurants, prices were up about 4% for the year. Meanwhile, some grocery items got cheaper, including eggs.
Most people would do anything to keep roaches out of their homes, but one pest control company wants to pay you to bring them in. North Carolina-based pest company, the Pest Informer, is offering $2,500 to homeowners who will let them infest their home with American cockroaches. It's part of a study to help the company evaluate the effectiveness of a specific pest control technique. If selected, the lucky winner must live in your home for approximately 30 days, and they're not allowed to use other pest control methods. The company says it will resort to traditional cockroach treatment options if the new technique fails to eliminate the infestation within 30 days. What is that video?
Gross. I couldn't even look at the video.
I know. I saw a new billboard the other day. I think it was for a pest control company here in San Antonio, and it says everyone is brave until a roach flies.
Ew. Yeah.
Everybody should.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of people volunteering for that.
No takers. Not as far as we know. 540, 51 degrees.
Well, the holidays are right around the corner, and there are a lot of toys for kiddos to choose from. Up next, which ones are the most popular and have the best prices?
Back outside with live cam. We're down to 51, folks. It feels cooler this morning because it's a little more damp out there, almost bone chilling out there. I know if you're new to town, you're like, 51's not that cold, but it is for us. Traffic is still an absolute nightmare. We'll get an update coming up. 5:43, the holidays are just around the corner. If you have children in your life, you're probably starting to think about toys.
ABC's Rena Roy takes a look at some top toy picks for this season and how to get a good deal.
The new surprise plush you can make. Experts say one of the top trends in toys this year is literally a surprise.
These toys where, kids can mix things together and create their new friend really capitalizes on the surprise toy trend that we've seen really kicking into high gear.
Make My Puppy's Home with a surprise inside. My Puppy's Home lets kids build a doghouse, fill a bowl with water, and an interactive dog pops out. It's one of Good Housekeeping magazine's top toys of the year. Another popular category every year is nostalgia. Hey, Furby! Furbies are back, along with other old favorites like Light Bright Touch and Tamagotchis.
Parents like to buy things that they remember from their youth and that have been new and improved for a new generation.
And the Queen of Summer,
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Barbie, is back again for the holidays.
Barbie toys are super hot this year because of the movie.
It is the best day ever. Other top picks from Good Housekeeping magazine this year are Bum Bums, small plush toys with different themes and characters.
Very soft, very cuddly, slightly weighted so they feel like a beanbag, and a great value there.
And Lego Creator House.
Building and rebuilding. That's the heart and soul of Lego Creator.
Good Housekeeping also has some tips to help you get good deals this season.
When you're shopping, add things to your cart, even if you don't intend to buy them right away. You'll get alerts from most retailers when things have dropped in price. Because Amazon does a lot of price matching, if it lowers in price on another site, there's a good chance that it will lower in price on Amazon and you'll get that notification. Don't shop too late, but also don't panic if it's not available in real time. Things usually get restocked before Christmas.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Food for thought with 40 days to go.
I know. Yeah, I think earlier is better, but sometimes you can't help, but you have to go last minute because you get a last minute request.
That's true.
Gotta make it happen.
5:45, 51 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. Looking over here at Highway 281 in Tacoma. This shot, not too bad. This shot also not too bad, I-37, but we know it's a mess at I-35. We're gonna get a check-in. There you go with Stephen Cavazos very soon.
Folks, this is not the place you want to be. This is a shot at 35 at Evans, heading southbound. We do have a serious crash that is slowing folks down. In fact, traffic's just pretty much at a complete standstill, barely moving. And you can see those flashing lights off in the distance. This is a crash that was reported again along the southbound lanes at I-35. No word yet on the amount of lanes that have been blocked. Earlier, we saw that there were reports that at least one of those lanes was blocked, but I'm starting to think it may be a little bit more. And again, we are going to work to get some information, but it's not clear yet how many vehicles may be involved or if there are any injuries. This is just a mess for anyone that is traveling along southbound I-35. So let's get you to our map. We have it pinpointed right there at Olympia Parkway where that buildup just continues to stretch. 35 is one of the busiest corridors in our area with hundreds and thousands of people traveling through there each and every day. So a situation like this is going to be really difficult to navigate. I'm going to start looking for different solutions for you as the morning does continue. I don't expect that to clear anytime soon, but the good news is for the majority of commuters heading out this moment, we are going to be pretty much in the clear. Just watch out. I want to get you one last shot here at I-35 where we do have that backup, but remember, this is also a scene of where the crash took place. It doesn't look as bad here, and it actually does look like traffic's moving a little bit better just down to that one lane, but again, 35, just a busy corridor, so a situation like that is going to slow folks down tremendously.
All right, thanks for the update, Stephen.
What a mess.
Yeah.
All right. It has been absolutely gorgeous the past few days, and it's going to continue that way throughout the rest of the week. We're starting off on the chilly side this morning, and there's a little bit of fog here and there. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for as we go on through the rest of the morning. Now, in this view, looking at the toward downtown at the smokestacks over there at the quarry, looking south from the airport, no problem at all. But then Randolph, you've got some fog out there. So heading out to 35, heading out 10 by Seguin, there's fog. Gonzales, some of that. Castroville as well. And the fog is starting to thicken up now around Pleasanton. And Carrizo Springs, a bit of it as well. The thickest is beyond our area over there around Ozona. But again, a lot of times this does get thicker as the morning rolls on. So that's what we're going to have to watch out for. All right, jump ahead to 6 to 10 day outlook and, let me go a little bit further, reset this here. I'm sorry. 6 to 10 day. This is next week heading in toward Thanksgiving. Now, this is taking into account what would happen on Monday, that little bit above normal chance for some precipitation and then also below normal temperatures. So this is going to be front number 2 that moves through here, which is going to be coming through sometime later on Monday. Now, jumping further ahead, I kind of disagree with this. This would, if there would be anything leaning toward the wetter side, this is Thanksgiving in through the weekend. That may be late in the weekend, but I think this is perhaps not really looking at what some of the latest computer models are showing up as far as any rain chances. But one thing for sure, it will be staying on the cooler side. Again, that's going into Thanksgiving and then beyond that into Thanksgiving weekend. So here's what happens in the meantime. We've got this ridge building right here. That keeps us very warm. Temperatures are going to be mid-upper 70s around here. The first front comes through Friday night into Saturday. Here's this little northwesterly flow here. So that takes these upper 70s, puts it back down toward the lower 70s. That's going to be for the weekend. Nice looking. Moisture comes back in here Sunday. That's preceding the next front, which moves through. So maybe a shower late Sunday, more likely Monday with this low in the vicinity. This big front's going to pull down some really cold air then for Tuesday and then going in through Thanksgiving. It'll be chilly in the morning and then nice in the afternoon, very dry as well. And just, it looks like right when we're going to start to see maybe a little bit of a warm up there, another front is going to be brewing out there to the northwest. And that one looks like, again, this is way down the road, but that one looks like it's going to be coming through then on Thanksgiving weekend, probably Saturday night into Sunday as of right now. We warm up through the rest of the work week. Beautiful weather, maybe a milky shade to the sky, a few high clouds today. Front comes through Friday late. Low 70s over the weekend. Nice looking weekend. A couple of showers, perhaps late Sunday. More likely Monday, the better chance of rain, not a sure thing. And then that next front really cools us down for middle of next week.
No complaints from me.
Good looking Thanksgiving right now. Good looking Friday afterwards for Christmas tree and Christmas parade and everything like that.
All that stuff.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike. 5:53, 51 degrees.
And let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 648, Fireball 0, Daily 4, 6, 4, 4, 7, Fireball 8.
Cash 5 numbers 15, 22, 23, 27, 34. And Mega Millions. Let's take a look at those numbers. 29, 35, 59, 61, 69. Mega Ball 22, Mega Plier 4. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest on the story that we're all following so closely, the war between Israel and Hamas as Israeli forces raid the largest hospital in Gaza. Also, the new twist in the case of the Florida State law professor gunned down nearly a decade ago. And an ABC News investigation into the safety of the drinking water at public schools across this country. That and so much more on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour of GMSA, 2 more San Antonio area schools will close. How much money that could save Edgewood ISD next year. And up next, KSAT is going to Alamo Ranch for the next edition of Know My Neighborhood. We've got the preview and what you can expect to see later tonight. And checking trends guide, Selma is an absolute mess for inbound 35. Commuters still slow going due to an incident in that area that has messed things up, gosh, for the better part of an hour. Updates to come.
Good morning. Looking out there with live cam, we're starting at 51 degrees, so kind of chilly after that nice afternoon we had yesterday.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 15th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you've had a good week so far, and we hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather that we're having in the afternoon.
It feels a little cooler out there this morning. Micah Osterhage is here to explain. Good morning.
Good morning, and that's because we have low enough humidity to get a nice big rise in temperatures throughout the day, but it's relatively high right now, and it's that damp chill. You know, it sneaks down the back of your neck, and that's because moist air conducts heat, and that's why you always feel cooler on a day like this, as opposed to if you just had really, really dry air in place, because dry air is a very good insulator, moist air is not. Now, out there by the airport, no problem with all this moist air hanging around here, but we do have some fog, and when you have relatively high humidity as we have right now, not much of a breeze, that's when we start to see some of this. So Castroville has dropped down to 4 miles visibility, 2.5 now. Pleasanton thickening up, going down 37. Head out 10, you're going to run into some fog around Seguin, Gonzales, head up 35. And then right there around Randolph as well, we've got some of that fog, and there is more way out to the northwest. Go down 35, you're going to run into some around Carrizo Springs, Cotulla. So we just have to kind of be on the lookout, because this will continue to kind of go back and forth. It will get thicker at times as we approach sunrise. 40s in the hill country, a pair of 44s up there, Kerrville as well as Comfort 43, Bernie Stage. So yeah, it is chilly, and it's that damp chill out there, and pollen, mold is on the high side. The updated count is going to be coming out about 7:30 or so this morning. Temperatures, we're going to warm up very quickly once that sun comes up this morning. We're already going to make it up to 70 today at noon, and then a high temperature is going to make it up to 75. So we are going to be slightly above normal, kind of like yesterday, and then that's going to be the trend as we go into the next couple of days with above normal temperatures. And then we have another front. First front, I should say, comes through early in the weekend. Then the second front is going to be working its way on through here, and that is going to bring in some nice weather for Thanksgiving. All those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, big problems out there, right?
Yeah, Mike, we've been keeping our eyes on this all morning long. 35 at Olympia. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. As you can see, that flashing lights still remain on the scene. An update to this situation. We do know that earlier there wasn't a clear answer as to how many lanes were blocked. We're now seeing that 4 of those lanes are blocked along I-35, and from this particular shot at TransGuide, just down to 1. So this is not good for anyone that has to head southbound along those lanes. As we take it to our map, that crash is causing a backup for anyone that is heading down this early in the morning. So again, it's been pinpointed right there at Olympia Parkway. There's no word yet on how many of those vehicles are involved in the crash, but I'm going to keep a close eye on that throughout the morning. This is just outside Loop 1604 in Live Oak area. So anyone that is hitting the roads, just be on the lookout there. Now, the good news is there's nothing slowing folks down here in town. It's still pretty quiet for the most part, but we may have some active construction that could be taking place a little bit later on this morning. I'll have more on that a little bit later on, but for right now, just keep your eyes out here on 35 at Olympia. Southbound lanes, 4 lanes blocked. We'll have an update coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. Last call at a local karaoke bar came early, courtesy of gunshots outside in the parking lot. San Antonio police are calling what happened there overnight a shootout.
Katrina Weber is live on a street called Moss Rock near Loop 410 and Vance Jackson. And Katrina, are police saying that this stemmed from something that happened inside the bar?
Well, that part is still not clear. In fact, we don't know whether the people involved had any ties to this bar, Dad's Karaoke, at all, or whether this is just a spot where they stopped. Now, I should point out that this parking lot actually is shared by 3 different businesses, although Dad's Karaoke would have been the only one that was open at the time. This popular spot for singing was caught in the middle of a scene that had some people screaming. San Antonio police got the call just before midnight and found a man in the parking lot near Dad's Karaoke with a gunshot wound in his leg. They say 2 other people showed up at a hospital later. One of them had been shot 13 times. Based on the evidence here, it looks like there were a lot of shots fired, dozens of them, in fact. Some of them shattered a window on a business across the street. And police described this as a shootout, which would mean that there was more than one person who was firing a weapon. Police tell us that they found a car with weapons in it over in the medical center area of town, and they say some of those guns seem to match up with the evidence that they found here. What we still don't know is whether they plan to arrest any of the people who were shot or exactly why this all happened. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, San Antonio police say a man was killed overnight during a rollover crash. Happened around midnight on the east side near the I-10 Loop 410 interchange, just before the Kirby exit. Police said the man was driving a box truck and it rolled off the highway, causing him to be pinned inside. He died at the scene. No other vehicles were involved.
And now to an Amber Alert that went out to phones across the state last night. Police in the Dallas area and the town of Wilmer are looking for 10-year-old Ian Aguilar. There's a picture of him on your screen right now. Officers are also looking for 38-year-old Juan Aguilar Cano in connection to the abduction. His picture also on your screen. Now, the suspect was last seen driving a tan 2007 Chevy Tahoe with a Texas license plate number KVZ1194. If you know anything that could help, you are asked to call the Wilmer Police Department. That number on your screen, 972-441-6565.
A San Antonio police officer facing charges after being arrested for domestic violence. SAPD says Mark Andrew Sanchez Jr. turned himself in after the alleged victim filed a report with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office on Saturday. Right now, Sanchez is suspended without pay. If you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please get help. Scan the QR code and it will take you to KSAT.com and a number of resources offering assistance. That includes everything from counseling and support to legal and financial services.
Texas lawmakers are sending their first bill of this fourth special session to Governor Abbott. Senate Bill 4 passed the House around 8 o'clock last night. If signed by the governor, it will allow law enforcement to arrest people who cross the border illegally on a state misdemeanor. The House also passed an amended version of Senate Bill 3, which would use more than $1.5 billion in state funds to help with border security and a border wall. The bill will head back to the Texas Senate.
The whistleblower case against Attorney General Ken Paxton will be allowed to proceed up in Travis County. That's according to the Texas Tribune. The decision comes months after the group of former top Paxton aides reached a $3.3 million settlement with his office. However, lawmakers never approved that settlement. Instead, they launched the investigation that led to Paxton's impeachment trial, on which he was acquitted. Now his office argues the whistleblower suit violates the tentative settlement, but the whistleblower's attorneys disagree because it was never paid. Well, happening today, the leaders of the world's top economies are set for high-stakes talks in California.
China's President Xi Jinping traveled to the U.S. for the first time in 6 years to attend that summit.
As ABC's Justin Finch reports, President Biden is hoping his one-on-one meeting with Xi calms tensions between China and the United States.
This morning, the world watching San Francisco, where the leaders of two global superpowers are set to meet face-to-face for the first time in about a year. President Biden says he looks forward to meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. Among Biden's top goals, restoring U.S.-China military ties and to
get back on a normal course of corresponding, being able to pick up a phone and talk to one another if there's a crisis.
China's foreign ministry saying Biden invited Xi to the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit.
It brings that strong note of optimism as the year comes to a close. It's so easy to look at what divides us. It's more important to look at what unites us.
The leaders expected to cover a number of issues on the sidelines, including climate change, the fentanyl crisis, trade, and U.S. ally Taiwan. On the San Francisco streets, high security and protest. Authorities quashing clashes between China supporters and anti-China demonstrators who lined the Biden motorcade route. The White House says President Biden won't shy away from tough topics with President Xi, but the administration says it's also aware many Asia-Pacific nations want better dialogue between the U.S. and China in hopes of avoiding a conflict in the region. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
9 minutes past the hour, 51 degrees.
And just ahead, KSAT is going to Alamo Ranch for the next edition of Know My Neighborhood. We have a preview and what you can expect to see later tonight.
An argument could be made that you definitely need a jacket of some sort this morning. It is damp and very chilly out there right now, down to about 51 degrees out of the airport. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio on this Wednesday morning.